You are now free to move about the country.
You're stopping by today for Scuba Daver travel tips. Fly Southwest Airlines quite a bit, and I have a lot of points that I'm able to use to get myself where I need to go diving and where we want to go on vacation. So when I log in, I find a good deal on a flight and book the flight. There's something that you can do to make it even cheaper later. So what I do is I'll randomly throughout the time between when I book and when I am actually doing the flight, that I'll go back in and look and see how many points the flight is costing now. And most of the time it's going to be about the same, or it's going to be more, but every once in a while you get a deal. So what I'm going to do is show you how I do that. So if you'll look, we've got a Salt Lake City to St. Louis, Missouri flight, and let's go ahead and log into the account. We'll select each of the legs of the flight and then hit enter. And it'll go through and search out what we are looking for the cost. And if you'll notice here, we've got Salt Lake to Atlanta, which is the wrong flight. And if down on the bottom, you can see the arrival airport was set to Atlanta, not St. Louis. So here we go. We're going to put St. Louis in and hit enter. Do the search on the correct dates. April 1st to April 4th is when this flight was going to be. And correct that. Hit enter, and it will go through and search out. Now, it looks like if I wanted to leave at 5:30 in the morning and take 6 hours to get there, I could save about 3,000 points. 1,900 points, a little more expensive, 1,500 less. You see that nonstop in the middle is 0. That's a 2-hour, 40-minute flight from Salt Lake. And looking at it, I think that's probably going to be our best option on the way out, is to get there quicker. However, on the way back, there is a nonstop that saves me 1,491 points. So I'm going to go ahead and select that 1,491 points. Told me I had an error. What I needed to do was select the outbound flight. And at that point, you just want to pick the 0-point flight, the one that you actually had on the way out there. Click on through, and it's going to credit me back 1,491 points into my account. So that 1,491 points is the equivalent of spending about $1,500 on my Southwest credit card. So I have saved a good amount. So what I'm going to do now is take a look at any of the other flights that I have scheduled. Again, that was the 1,491 Salt Lake to St. Louis. Let's go look and see what else we got. We've got an Atlanta flight to St. Louis flight, Cancun, Miami. Let's go take a look at the Cancun. I'm going to go ahead and click into that. We want to select the flights that we want to go to. If you'll look down below, you'll see Cancun is already selected as the arrival airport. And it looks like if I wanted to go now, it would be 12 to 13, like 7 to 13,000 points per ticket. I think we've got the best deal already. So now let's go ahead, go back and look at the Miami flight. Here's another travel tip. So once we've selected Miami, we want to go from Salt Lake to Miami. So do that. It looks like we have Cancun selected again down below. So what I want to do is go in and change that over to Miami from Cancun. Got to spell that correctly as well. You'll see 3 different airports pop up: Fort Lauderdale and West Palm Beach. So what we're going to do is go click in our dates that we want to go. This is going to be July 1st to July 4th. And hit our search button. It's then going to take a look and show us 5,000, 8,000, 10,000 more points. Some of them are unavailable and some of them are 0. So what it looks like is that Miami flight is our cheapest option right now. However, make a point to go in and look at surrounding airports. There is a possibility that what you can do is go in and check a different airport. If we do go in and look at that Miami flight and see that we can maybe check the Fort Lauderdale airport, we can definitely check and see if Fort Lauderdale has any cheaper flights or any flight times that are a little bit better. And sometimes landing in Fort Lauderdale and driving to Miami is not a problem. Looks like all of the flights that I'm seeing here are either 0 points, so the same or a little bit higher to get home. So we're not going to go with a Fort Lauderdale flight. Now we'll check a West Palm Beach. It looks like West Palm Beach is 10,000 points more and doesn't have a flight home. So it's not the best option for us. It looks like we've got the best flight on the way out. So now let's go in and check a later flight that we have, Salt Lake City to Fort Lauderdale. Looks like we have 1,920 points as a refund, and 4:30 p.m. Gives us a 5,000 points back into our account. Add those together, we get almost 7,000 points that go back into the account, and we basically don't spend any more or less time in Florida. This is going to give me the equivalent of maybe a one-way flight. If I'm looking out at the right time, maybe it's half of a one-way flight. It's saved me anywhere from $100 to $200 on flights. So at this point, we've got Southwest giving us points back. Now, they're never going to go through and give you those points back automatically. But if you go look every once in a while, you'll be able to find them. You'll be able to do a little bit more scuba diving, a little bit more vacationing, and do it cheaper with a Southwest travel hack from Scuba Diver. Thanks.
You are now free to move about the country.